1 week ago I started creating a hopefully professional looking coffee commercial in Blender. The plan was to create 6 shots, the first one having the coffee beans just laying around with cinematic lighting. To make this scene I dropped the beans into a pile and used a displacement modifier to make them look more interesting. After that I'll just add a few lights and it's done. This was by far the easiest shot of the ad though. It only took about 30 minutes, so not everything will go this smoothly. These are the revisions for just one shot and I didn't even render all the versions. Yeah, the second shot was very hard for me to pull off and I'm not sure if I did in the end, because I wanted to have the beans moving in a rippling motion and slowly morph them into coffee from left to right. To do this I tried a whole bunch of things. Slowly fading out the beans and blending in the liquid, bad. Using the depth pass to mix between the beans and coffee, terrible. Scale the beans down just before they become liquid, not good at all. Make a geometry node setup to squash the beans into the shape of the liquid, yeah, no, that kind of works. Now we just need a better camera position and we can move on to the next shot, which is going to be the coffee can emerging from the liquid the beans just turned into. For that we need 2 things, the can and the liquid. So first, for the can I downloaded a model off of BlenderKit, redid the textures and added some condensation. Then to make the liquid I'll just use a plane, give it a brownish color, some subsurface scattering and a moving noise texture to make it ripple. But there is a problem, because now when the can emerges it doesn't have any effect on the liquid. So to fix that I just added dynamic paint effect set to waves to make it cause, well, waves. So now after some lighting, the third shot is done. For the fourth shot I want the can to open with a satisfying click and spray a bunch of its contents everywhere. Wouldn't be that pleasant in real life, but I think it's gonna look cool. To do this I imported the can and added 2 shape keys. One for just the tab being pulled up and the second for the can actually being cracked open. Then once the can opens I'll use a particle system to spray out a bunch of coffee mist, as well as adding a fluid simulation to spray out a bunch more coffee. Initially I had the can against just a black background, but I thought that looked very boring, so I downloaded an image of a coffee shop and put it in the background. When it's out of focus you can still tell it's just a picture. So to fix that I added a table in the foreground for the can to sit on, as well as putting a bunch of assets off of BlenderKit onto that table. By the way, I also have an affiliate link for BlenderKit in the description, and if you use it you can get 10% off of their paid plan. I really recommend BlenderKit, even if you just use their free version. It's very useful. But yeah, after adding some more camera movement, this shot is done as well. So thank you, next shot. The plan is for the newly opened can to pour out some of the coffee. So I animated the can to tilt forwards and again added a particle system for some spray. I also tried using a particle system for the liquid as well, but that looked very disgusting, which seems to be a theme for my first attempts at stuff. The way I ended up fixing this is I realized the stream of coffee has to be very smooth for it to look appetizing. So to do that I added a cube, stretched it, subdivided it, made it smaller on one side and animated it to leave the can along a curve. Also, to make it look like it's actually moving, I used the displacement modifier set to object coordinates and animated that object. And boom, there it is. I actually ended up quite happy with this shot. For the last one I'm just gonna reuse the environment of the fourth shot and animate the cans sliding in one after the other. I also wanted a lot of coffee beans for the cans to kind of move out of the way, but I had the problem where the beans were just too much for my computer to simulate. So what I did is I made a couple of bean clumps and then simulated those clumps. So that way I was able to simulate a lot more coffee beans. But now after some sound design and color grading, here is the final result. I hope you liked it, and if you did, I'm also currently open for freelance work, so if you want me to create a commercial like this one for you as well, or any other type of CG work, then send me an email or contact me on Discord. But yeah, thanks for watching.